Hey guys, welcome to another quick video where we're going to deploy your very first smart contract to the Fuel network. I have a video talking about Fuel, giving it an overview. So if you want to catch up and this is your first time hearing about Fuel, I would advise that you check that one out. There are different ways to write your smart contract on Fuel. You can either use a Sway playground or you scaffold your environment by installing the toolchain in your local machine. To ensure that this tutorial is just not in this particular one, we are going to be using the Sway Playground as this is just like an introduction overview, and I would love to keep it as simple as possible. We're going to head over to the Sway Playground, and I'm going to leave a link to this and link to other things in the description so that you can check them out. This is what Sway looks like, the smart contract programming language that is used on the Fuel network. I'm going to go ahead to compile this smart contract. Now that is done, I'm going to deploy the smart contract. But before I deploy, I would need to install the Fuel wallet to my machine. To do that, we'll head over to wallet.fuel.network, and I'm going to leave this in the description like I said previously. And you would want to go to install Fuel wallet and install the wallet in your machine and go through the steps to set it up, creating the mnemonic, storing it somewhere, and having it readily available. I've done that, so I would not need to do this. Once that is set it up, I would need to copy my Fuel address and go to the faucet. Why we're doing this is because we need test tokens to be able to deploy to the testnet. The testnet would require gas fees, and to pay for this, we need to provide some form of exchange for the computation that we're going to perform. I'm going to place my Fuel address in the space provided and complete all the required checks. I'm going to request for Ether, but because I already requested for Ethers today, I wouldn't be provided some. You should get some if you are just making a request. Once that is set up, I'll go back to my code and I'm going to hit deploy. And that should prompt my wallet to come up because it needs to give permission to deploy the smart contract. I'm going to approve that this was me initiating this transaction. And that's it. We just deployed our very first smart contract to the Fuel network, all written in Sway. This is not going to alight the Sway in any way. And that's it. We just deployed a smart contract to the Fuel testnet beta 5. And we can also interact with the smart contract. I'm going to call for the response, and looking at the code, the counter should return 0 because this just reads off the storage.counter, and that's it. It returns 0. And amount should increment by taking a look at the code. We see it's getting the amount and it's adding it to whatever counter is saying by reading from it, and it is writing that back to counter, and it is returning the incremented value. So in Sway, if you just write the name of a variable without semicolons at in front and just write it, oftentimes at the last line of that function block, it's going to be returned out of that function when the function is invoked. So let's go ahead to write 10 here. And I'm going to call it. Since this is a write interaction, it should prompt my wallet to approve and pay for the gas fees needed to make those state changes. And this, in this case, the fee is 0.000019628. So I'm going to approve that. And that should be executed and completed. All right, good. And that was it. Let's check if 10 is now has been added to 0. And because that's what we wrote, increment, add it and store it, write it back to the storage. All right, let's do that. I'm going to go back to get. I'm going to call get. And that should show me 10. Good. And that's it, guys. Thank you for checking out this video on how to deploy your very first smart contract. In the next video, we're going to see how we can set up our machine to write smart contracts and deploy to Sway locally. See you guys in the next one. Bye.